The first Russian circumnavigation of the Earth took place from August 1803 to August 1806. It was sponsored by Count Nikolai Rumyantsev, funded by the Russian-American Company, and was headed by Adam Johann von Krusenstern. In addition to its exploratory goals, the expedition was also meant to help establish diplomatic and economic relations between Russia and Japan, for which the party included a large diplomatic delegation headed by Court Chamberlain and Ambassador Nikolai Rezanov. Events. After publishing a paper pointing out the advantages of direct communication between Russia and China by Cape Horn of the Cape of Good Hope, Krusenstern was appointed by Tsar Alexander I to make a voyage to the east coast of Asia to endeavor to carry out the project. Under the patronage of the Tsar, Krusenstern and Rezanov co-led the first Russian circumnavigation of the world. The purpose of the two-ship expedition was to establish trade with China and Japan, introduce Rezanov as first Russian ambassador to Japan, facilitate trade in South America, and examine California for a possible colony. Two ships, Nadezhda under the command of Krusenstern and Neva under the command of Captain Lieutenant Yuri F. Lisiansky, took part in the voyage. Starting from Kronstadt, both ships took a route across the Baltic Sea in the Atlantic Ocean, past the Canary Islands and Brazil, after which the ships rounded Cape Horn and set across the Pacific Ocean towards Japan, making stops at the Marquesas and the Sandwich Islands, and also at Kamchatka. However, after leaving Hawaii the ships split, and Lisiansky headed to Russian America. The visit to Japan was a diplomatic failure. Even if as a gesture of goodwill the Russians brought with them valuable gifts and several Japanese castaways rescued years before in the Russian North Pacific territories, Nikolai Rezanov had to cancel his embassy as Japan reaffirmed once more the isolationist Sakoku policy. After visiting Japan, Nadezhda set off towards Sitka, Alaska, sailed past China and Macau on the Indian Ocean, then rounded Africa and came back across the Baltic Sea to Kronstadt. The voyage lasted a total of more than 3 years, from the 7th of August 1803 to the 19th of August 1806. In 1804 Neva visited Easter Island, and later that year was essential in defeating the Tlingit in the Battle of Sitka, Alaska. In 1805 Lisiansky met Krusenstern again in Macau, but they soon separated. Also in 1805, he was the first to describe the Hawaiian monk seal on the island which now bears his name. Neva returned to Kronstadt on the 22nd of July 1806, almost a month before Nadezhda. Lisiansky received multiple rewards for his circumnavigate, including the Order of St. Vladimir of 3rd degree. Both seafarers made maps and detailed recordings of the voyages. Upon his return, Krusenstern wrote a detailed report, resummed I Welt in den Jahren 1803, 1804, 1805 und 1806 auf Befehl seiner Kaiserlich Majestat Alexanders des Ersten auf den Schiffen Nadezhda und Newa, published in St. Petersburg in 1810. It was published in 1811 to 1812 in Berlin. This was followed by an English translation, published in London in 1813, and subsequently by French, Dutch, Danish, Swedish, and Italian. Notable crew: Adam Johann von Krusenstern, leader of the expedition and captain of Nadezhda. Later Russian Admiral Yuri Lisiansky, captain of Neva, won the Battle of Sitka against Tlingit during the journey. Nikolai Rezanov, appointed ambassador to Japan, co-led the expedition with Krusenstern until Kamchatka. One of the founders of Russian-American Company in 1799, was made an inspector of Russian colonies in America after the embassy failed. Protagonist of the rock opera Juno and AVOs, Fabian Gottlieb von Bellingshausen, lieutenant and cartographer. published collection of maps of Pacific following the journey. Later discovered the continent of Antarctica and a number of Pacific islands during his own circumnavigation and became Russian Admiral Otto von Kotzebue, cabin boy. Later captained 2 circumnavigations, discovered over 400 Pacific islands and the Kotzebue Sound on Alaska. Fyodor Ivanovich Tolstoy, Count, mischief-making participant, acquired a fame of celebrity adventurer and nicknamed the American, became a prototype for Zaretsky in Pushkin's Eugene Onegin. Grigory Langsdorff, naturalist and physician, later became the most renowned of Russian explorers of Brazil and South America. Wilhelm Gottlieb Tilsius von Tylenau, ship's doctor, marine biologist and expedition artist. His illustrated report on the expedition appeared in 1814. Also known for the reconstruction of the Adams Mammoth skeleton. Commemoration, a series of commemorative coins from the Bank of Russia.